23 March 1965. Dearest Suzie, how are you and the boys getting along? I hope that you are all right. Things have been pretty quiet around here the last couple of days. Yesterday, I made one trip to the range, and today we went twice. I am still flying the hog. I got a birthday card from the folks yesterday and no mail at all today. Tomorrow, we have a troop lift, and then tomorrow night, I'm supposed to go to Saigon and catch a plane for Bangkok Friday morning. I will only have 2 nights there, but that is plenty. Mainly, I just want to get away from here for a while. I haven't been away from Vinh Long since we came back from Da Nang, and that is a long time to look at hooches, GIs, and slopeheads. I have enclosed that slide of my so-called mustache. It didn't turn out worth a darn. Lewis took this picture with his camera. He gets twice as many pictures as I do on a roll of film. I don't know how this will be on your little viewer, but they show up real nice from a projector. I have borrowed Lewis's camera for my trip to Bangkok since mine is not back yet. So, all the pictures I get there will be this size. We made this picture when I was still flying troop ships, slicks. That's why the sign is up there. Oh yes, I almost forgot. I guess I started something here when I bought Charlie. I told you about the myna bird. Well, another guy bought him 3 little birds the other day. I don't know what kind they are, but they are beautiful. Then yesterday, another guy came back from Saigon with a Japanese poodle, solid black. And just out of this world. I've already made up my mind to get one if I can find one like that, and if I can ship it home. Purebred. They cost less than $5. So if I can get one and send it home right away, that is what you will get next month. But don't get your hopes up. I don't know if I can send one or not. But anyway, on our little 2-company compound now, we have 22 dogs, mostly just mutts, 3 monkeys, 1 baboon, 1 myna bird, and 3 other little birds. And guess who is still the most popular? Of course, Charlie. Charlie is just about a year old now, I guess, and his little thing is starting to get hard every once in a while. I told you about the little girl monkey we have. Well, Charlie knows what he wants to do, and I guess he gets the urge, but he can't figure out how to go about it. So Doll is still a virgin. Every afternoon, though, there is a crowd around here waiting to see old Charlie make out. It is really funny. And of course, she is always around him trying to get him. But he will grow up one day. Well, today is the top of the hill for me. The last roster we got listed my date of expected return from overseas, Deros, was 24 September, which is exactly 6 months off. So at least it is all downhill now. Well, that is about it, I guess. I love you all very much and miss you terribly. All my love. Bill. When you're waiting for something, there's always that moment when the time behind you becomes greater than the time ahead. The halfway point. The top of the hill. You can almost feel the gravity shift. That's where Popi found himself on March 23, 1965. 6 months down, 6 months to go. He writes to Suzie from Vinh Long, where things have been quiet. The days are filled with routine, training flights to the range and gearing up for a troop lift. But even in the stillness, he's already looking ahead to something different. A few days in Bangkok, 2 nights away from hooches, GIs, and what he calls slope heads. The kind of language that reminds you how deeply embedded racism was in the culture of the war. It's a passing line, almost a throwaway, but it lingers. It becomes another little crack in the way I picture him. The word is a slur, the kind of language that's easy to brush past if you're not looking for it, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. I've been thinking a lot about how soldiers have always had to reshape the people they fight into something less than human. It's a survival mechanism. A way to make the violence feel necessary, maybe even justified. The same man who proudly kept a monkey as a little pet still fell into the habit of stripping away someone else's humanity with a single word. I don't share this to excuse him, just to remind myself that nobody makes it through a war without being changed by it, by acting in ways that make it easier to do gruesome and inhumane things. In this letter, Popi focuses on one of the few things that seems to bring him joy overseas, the animals. The compound is filling up with dogs, monkeys, birds, and even a baboon. The stray mutts might outnumber the men at this point. And still, the star of the show is Charlie. Popi writes that Charlie's just about a year old at the time, starting to figure out what his body can do, or at least trying to do. There's something so human about it. This little monkey, full of instinct and confusion, with a whole audience of homesick soldiers cheering him on. I picture Popi in the middle of it, leaning against a wall, arms crossed, half watching, half trying not to laugh. What else is there to do but be amused? There's something tender about the way he cares for Charlie, bringing him pineapple chunks from the mess hall, keeping him tied up near the club so he's always fed. It makes me think of how he was with all of us, always quiet, but still a caring and loving presence. The photo I chose for today shows one of the monkeys playing with a dog. There are two soldiers watching, one standing above them and the other sitting behind the action. I'm Alex Lowy, and I hope you have enjoyed listening to this episode of Dearest Suzie, and receiving messages from the past that my Popi wrote exactly 60 years ago. I sincerely appreciate your time and interest. Please consider following the podcast on your preferred platform, and if you're enjoying it, I kindly ask that you take the time to rate the show and leave a review. Also, please follow the project on YouTube, X, and Instagram. All likes, comments, shares, and reviews will help grow the reach of this story. The links for these things should be in the description of this episode. Please feel free to email me at dearestsuziepodcast@gmail.com if you have anything you'd like to say. I'd love to chat or to hear about your stories as well. Thank you for listening, and God bless.